Imagine sitting in a dark room, your wrists tied, and your terrified eyes fixed on a small metal device in front of you. At first glance, it seems harmless, but within seconds, its true nature becomes clear. This object was the finger crusher, a simple yet ruthless tool designed to turn even the most resilient individuals into shadows of their former selves. Stay with me until the end of this video, as what you're about to learn about this instrument of pain will forever change how you view justice and punishment in the past. What was the finger crusher? The finger crusher was a widely used torture device during the Middle Ages and even in later periods. Compact and portable, it consisted of two parallel metal bars connected by adjustable screws. The victim's fingers were placed between these bars, and by turning the screws, the torturer would gradually tighten the device, crushing bones and tissues. Although simple in design, the pain it inflicted was excruciating. The crushing process was performed slowly to maximize suffering and prolong agony. Every turn of the screw brought a new level of pain, forcing victims to confess crimes, reveal accomplices, or simply submit to the will of their captors. Who was subjected to this punishment? The finger crusher was used in various situations, but its primary purpose was in interrogations of suspects accused of severe crimes, such as heresy, witchcraft, or conspiracy. During the Inquisition, for example, it became a common tool to extract confessions from alleged heretics or witches. However, the accused weren't always guilty. Often, a simple accusation by a jealous neighbor or a political rival was enough for someone to face the finger crusher. It not only caused physical pain, but also destroyed the victim's dignity, forcing them to admit to acts they might never have committed. The torture process and its consequences. A torture session with the finger crusher began with the victim being tied or restrained to prevent resistance or escape. The fingers were carefully placed in the device, and the torturer would start turning the screws. The sound of bones cracking was enough to chill the blood of anyone present. The pain was so intense that many victims fainted before the process was completed. In some cases, torturers used methods to keep the victim conscious, such as splashing cold water on their face or applying small doses of other forms of torture. The consequences were devastating. Even if someone survived the process, their fingers would be permanently deformed or rendered useless, making basic tasks impossible. The victim was left physically and psychologically scarred, carrying the marks of their experience for the rest of their life. Historical accounts and famous cases, detailed historical records document the use of the finger crusher in various parts of Europe. In Germany, it was widely employed during witch trials in the 16th century. In England, it was used against political and religious conspirators who challenged the crown's authority. One famous case involved a woman accused of witchcraft in Scotland in 1590. She was subjected to the finger crusher until she confessed to making pacts with the devil. However, after her death, it was discovered that the accusations were based on baseless rumors. This story illustrates how the instrument was more a tool of oppression than justice, the end of an era of cruelty. Over the centuries, with the advent of the Enlightenment, the use of torture devices like the finger crusher began to fade away. Changing perceptions of human rights and justice brought an end to these brutal practices. However, the finger crusher remains a dark reminder of what humanity is capable of in the name of control and domination. Today, it is displayed in museums and studied as part of the grim history of justice and power. Reflections on control and fear. The finger crusher was not just an instrument of pain, but a tool to break the physical and psychological resistance of its victims. It shows us how fear was used throughout history to maintain order and silence dissent. But have we truly moved past these practices? Or are there still modern ways of crushing the resistance of those who oppose the system? Share your thoughts in the comments and spread this video to those who, like you, are fascinated by the darker aspects of history. After all, understanding the past is key to avoiding mistakes in the future.